Hare Krishna, Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, text 13. Tribhirgunamayair ebhihi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam. So Krishna has explained that if one wants to become Krishna conscious, he can be perceived in all these things in this material world, like he is the taste of water, he is the light of the sun and moon, he is the syllable Om, he is the pure smell from this earth, he is the strength of the strong, and he is even sex life when it is used for the proper purpose. So in every field, Krishna is the background, just like the pearls are strung on a thread, invisible thread. But then why people cannot understand? It is because Tribhir Gunamayair Bhavaihi Ebihi Sarvamidam Jagat Mohitam Na Abhijanati. They are not able to understand Krishna Na Abhijanati because they are Mohitam. They are bewildered. Mohitam means deluded. By what? Tribhir Gunamayair Bhavaihi. These three modes of material nature. And is it just few people? No. Ebihi sarvam idam jagat, sarvam idam jagat. Everybody, this entire material world is mohitam, and as a result, na abhijanati. They don't understand me as mam ebhyaha param avyayam. They don't understand me as above these modes. I'm inexhaustible. So somebody may ask the question, so if God really wants us to understand Him and know Him, which should be His purpose, which is why He comes, which is why He sends His devotees, then why does He put people under delusion of these three modes? That's the question many times devotees ask. Many others also ask. So the answer is, for example, let's say you are anticipating a very high profile movie, and the movie is released and you want to go and enjoy the movie with family, and you don't want to know anything about the movie, you don't want to know the story or the suspense, and you want to go and enjoy the experience, and in the middle of the movie you are put through many emotions, sudden suspense elements, and you are carrying through the character, you are living the characters, you're subjecting yourself to that delusion, even though what is being projected is not at all real. The world that they are bringing is not real, it's illusory. The people that are undergoing the sufferings or various emotions, it is illusory. So why you are subjecting yourself to that? Because you want happiness. You want to forget everything from your real world and you want to submerge yourself, and willingly you subject yourself under the delusion of the director, created by the director in that world. You immerse. So you can derive the enjoyment from it. So likewise, when we derive enjoyment from this material world, Krishna creates this three modes, which are like mohitam. It makes you forget who you really are. Because unless you forget, you cannot enjoy, or so called illusory enjoyment of this material world. Just like this person who is enjoying the movie, it is illusory enjoyment. It's not, he is not really undergoing that, what the character is undergoing. It is a temporary enjoyment, temporary suffering, Nothing. Whatever the character is gaining, the wealth, or he's eating good food, or he's having good life, none of that actually, it is transient. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, he'll come out and back to reality. He has to struggle for his life. And even worse, he has spent so much money, and if the movie turns out to be bad, which often is the case, he'll have to struggle to earn that money back. So it is illusory enjoyment. Of course, it is illusory enjoyment. So the Maya also is an illusory enjoyment. But the point is, unless you make somebody forgetful, you cannot make them enjoy that illusion. So that is why sometimes people ask this question. It's a very valid question. You know, okay, why did God give suffering? So if the answer is because suffering is there because of karma you did bad things, so that you can learn from it and cure your mistake. That is why there is law of punishment. This karma is given to you. Then one may ask the question, it's a very valid question, that okay, in this material world we have similar system of courts and punishments, but the judge tells you that you have been punished like this, you have been given this prison sentence because you have done this and this and this crime. And then you become remorseful, you become repentant, and you will resolve not to do it again. And then you reform, and the purpose is achieved. But if you are not even told, and you are given suffering from for an activity you have done in some previous life which you have not even aware of, how is it just? How can I rectify from that? So the answer to that question is, in every life we are given a particular kind of body, sometimes as a human, sometimes as an animal, sometimes as a devata, sometimes as a rakshasa, so on and so forth. Even in human, we have many kinds of species, man, woman, different countries, different planets even. So for every kind of life, you actually get it because of your desire. If you strongly wanted to be famous and you performed so many activities towards the direction, and you have sufficient merits, you're given the body of a famous personality, and you have to enjoy that kind of particular personality. But if all these previous memories are loaded into your brain, the memories of your previous birth as a dog, as a reptile, as a cat, and you're remembering everything, even as a human in the previous life, committed some heinous activities. And all these are loaded into your brain. Can you even function? You cannot even function. Just imagine. It goes back to the same reason. Unless you are forgetful, you cannot enjoy the life. Just like unless you forget your reality, you cannot enjoy the movie. So forgetfulness is a integral aspect of enjoyment. So you have forgotten. Just because you have forgotten doesn't mean you did not commit the crime. And nowadays, we hear news. 2 3 days back, I heard the news. Somebody was convicted for a crime he has done. They solved the mystery of a person who killed somebody after probably 40 years. They found based on the DNA match. And now that person has developed this, what is this called? Dementia. Means he cannot remember. He cannot even remember his family members. What to speak of a crime that he had committed? But the judge will give a this thing statement, judgment, that he has to be behind the bars, even though he doesn't remember. So forgetfulness does not justify that we have not committed. There are many people who we hear, they recollect their previous life and it is documented. And they take us to a place, take people, family to the place where he underwent suffering, he was beaten to death, and there was an injury on the head, and he recollects all the members of the family, and he recollects the language, and he doesn't live the life anymore, and he's into so much of suffering because of that. So it's actually a kindness that Krishna gives forgetfulness, so that you can, in your own illusory way, enjoy this particular life that you have dreamed, that you have worked for it. But that doesn't mean you're free of all the sinful activities you have done. So mohitam is important. And the reason why we are mohitam, bewildered, is because of our own choices. We willingly put ourselves, Krishna, I want to go to this material world. I don't want to be with you. Okay, you can go. There was one cartoon I saw, a devotee on some Facebook page. They had these cartoons. It's a very powerful cartoon. So basically, it showed this the story made of cartoons. So there was this man who got a parrot, and the parrot was bound inside a cage. And the parrot obviously does not like that. And this man was taking care of the parrot so nicely, giving all comforts, giving nice food and all that. And one friend came to visit him, and he said, "No, no, no, you should not do this kind of things. These birds, they should be free," and preach to him and let the parrot go. And then the parrot stepped outside of the cage. The cage was open on the window. Okay, here you go, you fly. And the parrot walked back inside and closed the cage to their amusement and started to eat, pick on some grains. And his friend asked him, what is this that this parrot is so enamored with? And then this owner said, oh, these are the sweet coated grains that I give this parrot every day. And they are so nice. Even I like them. It's very expensive. And it gives, almost kind of intoxication. And so this is the reason. The parrot is so addicted, so bewildered, so deluded by the ulterior taste of these sweet grains, sweet coated grains, sugar coated grains, that it is missing out on a world of freedom and enjoyment outside. The parrot could go out if he was given a choice, but he doesn't want. So, this is the condition of all the conditioned souls. The three modes are influencing and attracting, and everybody is acting under the influence. And even when Krishna comes, surrender unto me, even when a devotee comes, knocks the door, gives the book, the world is open, the possibility is open for our freedom. No, mohitam na abhijanati. Here is Krishna, God. No, 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 I don't accept any God. There is no God. Why? Because mohitam. Mohitam na bhijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam. Prabhupada quotes this quite often from Prema Vivarta. Pishachi paile yena matichanna hoy Mayagrasta jivera hai sei bhava uday. It means when a person is haunted, he becomes practically insane. And when one is in insane condition, he speaks all kinds of nonsense. So when one is in a mentally challenged hospital for those who are mentally challenged, and you family member goes, he will speak all kinds of bad things, all kinds of nonsense. He doesn't even recognize. He thinks he is sane, and we are insane. His family members are insane because he is pishachi paile. He is like a possessed. Like we are all possessed. Conditioned soul is possessed by Maya. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jeev jago, Jeev jago, Gaura chand bole, Kota nidra javo Maya, Pishachi rakole. So he would wake up every day in the morning, Brahma Muhurta time, get ready, go out on the streets and start to chant and call out people, Jeev Jago, oh sleeping soul, wake up. You have been sleeping nicely on the lap of the witch Maya. You're thinking you're enjoying, but it is actually your being. You are on the lap of the witch who has put you to sleep. So sometimes people think, oh, the devotees and those who are following Hare Krishna, oh, they are actually crazy. Oh, what is this? All these habits, always holding some kind of a bag, chanting some names. You're being, brainwashed. You're being brainwashed into thinking something. Some scriptures are given. You lose all your freedom. You cannot do that. You cannot do this. See how we are enjoying. So Prabhupada in there is a magazine called Back to Godhead. Prabhupada wrote one article called "Who is Crazy." Who is crazy means this is a challenge to the world. Whoever claims God's property as belonging to his own body, to his self, can only be considered a crazy man. Prabhupada challenges that. He writes the article. Basically, the sum and substance of the article is that one who comes back to the understanding that he is part and parcel of God and engages in the capacity of servant of God, he is sane. And everybody else is insane or crazy. And Prabhupada proves with his points, various points. Just like this possessed man, ghostly possessed man, is crazy. He does not know who he really is. Somebody else has taken over him. So for us, the conditioned souls, the modes have taken over. The modes are running us. We think we are running our life. Even people accept it, like there is a DUI, isn't it? When the police stops the car and he suspects that you are drunk and he asks you to blow into that machine to understand how much you are drunk. Because they know that drinking influences our thinking, our feeling, our thoughts, our actions, driving under influence. We are influenced. But unfortunately, they only think drinking is bad. They don't consider illicit relation is bad, or unlimited sex life is bad. Unlimitedly doing watching something bad is bad. It is up to you. It's your free will. Eating non-vegetarian is bad. They don't limit those kind of things. But the fact is, everything influences. Whatever we see, even goodness influences. That is what here in this verse says. Even goodness, even you live in the mode of goodness. Goodness means knowledge and happiness. We are bound by the knowledge. Somebody who is very knowledgeable, he becomes influenced by the knowledge. He wants to amass more knowledge so that he can improve his conditions of life. Because a knowledgeable person can solve the problems and become happy in this world. So he is addicted to that kind of happiness. So even goodness also binds. So one has to become freed from even goodness. They cannot understand. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day he would perform Sankirtana in the house of Srivas Thakur in the night time. And when very selected people are invited, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not allow anybody who is not pure and disturb their rasa. And that news catches up everywhere in Navadvip, and people are always talking about it. And a lot of people go and ask, but they are not allowed. And so there was this Brahmana who is very austere. And so he comes and begs Srivas Thakur, can you please allow me? I want to see Mahaprabhu dance. I want to see the Sankirtana. And Srivas Thakur says, no. Mahaprabhu did not allow anybody. He said, don't allow anybody beyond these people. And he said, no, 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 I am very austere. I only eat fruits and drink milk. That's all. I don't even take any other food. And somehow he convinces Srivas Thakur. And so he says, no, I'll allowing you, but you have to hide somewhere and don't let yourself be seen. So he comes and he hides, and the Nama Sankirtana is going on. And after a while, Mahaprabhu stops. He says, today I somehow cannot feel that ecstasy. Because, naturally, right? When when you are in a comfort zone, when somebody is watching you, you don't act naturally. Somebody is observing you, somebody is evaluating, judging. Your natural emotion, your natural self, you cannot exhibit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu somehow felt that. And he said, there is somebody here who is an intruder. And then Srivas Thakur accepts his mistake and brings out this Brahmana. And this Brahmana is like very nervous. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts to chastise. And Srivas Thakur says, oh, this Brahmana is very austere. He only drinks milk and eats only fruit. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts to chastise this Brahmana. You think you can understand Krishna just by austerities or by your so called knowledge? No, you cannot understand Krishna by all these material qualifications. Naham vedair na tapasa. You cannot understand by your medhas or by austerities. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yam evaisya brunute tena labhyas. Whoever Krishna reveals the knowledge, only he can understand. Even person in mode of goodness cannot understand. That is why the biggest scholars, philosophers, they either become, of course, not all of them, but Krishna says, Mayaya pahrita gnana. Their Maya has stolen their knowledge, so they become atheists, scientist atheists, philosopher atheists. They write books against God. They formulate theories against God. Or even if they follow scriptures, they cannot understand Krishna is God or God can be a person. So they become Mayavadis or impersonalists. So these are all the dangers of getting stuck in mode of goodness. The only way is by accepting Krishna as he is given in his scriptures, in the scriptures, as declared in Bhagavad Gita, and as accepted by his pure devotees. Only then we can, and when we understand from the pure devotee, oh, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. God can be a person. God is the supreme. He is the supreme being who can create, who is behind everything. We accept it. Oh, prove it. What is your qualification? You are like the frog in the well who wants to understand the Pacific Ocean. So we cannot understand. We have to become qualified. And we become qualified by executing God's instructions. Just like you become qualified to understand higher mathematics by going through the lower classes, by regularly doing homeworks, passing the tests, going to the next grade, and then again going through the same. So, by following the course, by following the services given by the spiritual master, by going through the knowledge given by the spiritual master, one can gradually become qualified to understand God, and thereby that illusion can be removed. And Krishna reveals that answer in the next verse. How this illusion can be removed, we'll look at it. Stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.